So I thought one of the things I'd do today is take you through, and show you what this journey looks like. To me, that journey looks like Doug Dietz. Doug Dietz is a technical person. He designs medical imaging equipment, large medical imaging equipment. He's worked for GE, and he's had a fantastic career. But at one point, he had a moment of crisis. He was in the hospital looking at one of his MRI machines in use when he saw a young family and his little girl. And that little girl was crying and was terrified. And Doug was really disappointed to learn that nearly 80% of the pediatric patients in this hospital had to be sedated in order to deal with this MRI machine. Right? And this was really disappointing to Doug because before this time, he was proud of what he did. He was saving lives with this machine. But it really hurt him to see the fear that this machine caused in kids. About that time, he was at the D School at Stanford taking classes. He was learning about our process, about design thinking, about empathy, about iterative prototyping. And he would take this new knowledge and do something quite extraordinary. He would redesign the entire experience of being scanned. And this is what he came up with. He turned it into an adventure for the kids. He painted the walls and he painted the machine, and he got the operators retrained by people who know kids, like, children's museum people. And now, so when the kid comes, it's an experience. And they talk to him about the noise and the movement of the ship. And when they come, they say, okay, you're going to go into the pirate ship, but be very still because we don't want the pirates to find you. Right? And the results were super dramatic. Right? So from something like 80% of the kids needing to be sedated to something like 10% of the kids needing to be sedated. And the hospital and GE were happy too because you didn't have to call the anesthesiologist all the time, they could put more kids through the machine in a day. So the quantitative results were great. But Doug's results that he cared about were much more qualitative. He was with one of the mothers waiting for her child to come out of the scan, and when the little girl came out of her scan, she ran up to her mother and said, "Mommy, can we come back tomorrow?" Right? And so I've heard Doug tell the story many times of his personal transformation and the breakthrough design that happened from it. But I've never really seen him tell the story of the little girl without a tear in his eye.
به نام خدا. تحلیل کارآفرینانه فیلم خودباوری در خلاقیت، دیوید کلی، مؤسس شرکت آیدیو، مدرسه تفکر طراحی دانشگاه استنفورد و همکار تجاری آقای استیو جابز. قسمت 5. این داستان به یکی از ویژگی‌های مهم تفکر طراحی، Human Centered Design یا طراحی انسان محور اشاره دارد که از طریق امپاتی یا همدلی کردن با مشتری در طول فرایند تفکر طراحی، خصوصا در فاز کانسپت دیولپمنت یا توسعه مفهوم، به دست میاد. آنچه در این فاز مهم است شناخت نیازهای پنهان و ناگفته‌های مشتری است که از طریق امپاتی یا همدلی کردن در طول فعالیت مصاحبه با مشتری و مشاهده دقیق مشتری به دست میاد. در واقع باید پیش‌فرض‌هایی که داریم رو کنار بذاریم و بدون قضاوت حرفای مشتری رو بشنویم تا قادر باشیم به Human Centered Design یا طراحی انسان محور که از ویژگی‌های مهم تفکر طراحی است دست بیابیم. توی این داستان هم مشاهده نمودیم که چطور داگ دیتز بعد از آشنایی با تفکر طراحی تونست نیازهای پنهان بچه‌ها رو درک کند، نیازهایی که هیچ وقت توسط بیمارستان به طراح اعلام نشده بود. شاید بیمارستان بیشتر به دنبال انتظارات کارکردی و عملیاتی دستگاه بود و به انسان محور بودن دستگاه توجهی نداشت و دیدیم که چطور بازطراحی دستگاه با رویکرد تفکر طراحی حتی روی سودآوری بیمارستان هم تأثیر گذاشت. متخصص بیهوشی کمتر شد، رضایت مشتریان بیمارستان بیشتر شد. در همین زمینه هم آقای پیتر دراکر، پدر مدیریت نوین، جمله زیبایی داره. میگه مهمترین چیز در هنگام گفتگو شنیدن چیزی است که شنیده نمی شود. و یا یک کارآفرین تاثیرگذار به نام آقای ارنستو سیرولی این جمله رو میگه که میخواهی به کسی کمک کنی، خفه شو و گوش کن. و یا صحبت‌های استیو جابز در کلیپ اصل نوآوری که در کانال وجود داره، همگی به اهمیت امپاتی یا همدلی با مشتری با هدف درک نیازهای پنهان و ناگفته‌های مشتری اشاره دارد. شاد و سربلند باشید. علی شکوهی نیا.